Hey, welcome everyone to the Midweek Howl, the non-paranormal part of the From the Shadows podcast. And before we get started, we have a little celebration. Howler, we hit 10,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel. How about that?
That sounds great. I listened to somebody the other day on Sean Ryan. They were talking, he had 10 million. He
uh,
started after us.
yeah, I know. I did you hear the episode with the guy who does the Y-Files, that AJ Gentile?
No, I don't think.
He has a really great podcast. Not to promote somebody else's show, but the Y-Files is something that I think anybody that listens to.
Why is in why something happens or why? What do you mean?
Yeah. Like he picks like he has topics, conspiracies, mysteries, and he'll delve into them. He's super.
Is he one of these people that researches a whole bunch of stuff and talks about it?
He researches it, and then he gives you the one angle of it, and then he kind of breaks your heart if you're into the hoping the conspiracy is true, because then he'll give the other side of it, and then he'll kind of give kind of what he thinks based on all his research. He's very he's well spoken. He doesn't try to be too funny, but he's got like a little goldfish sits in a bowl called the hecklefish, and the hecklefish is his comedy alter ego, so to speak. So
You've already lost me on him.
no, it's fun. It's great. It's hilarious. It is hilarious. The hecklefish would, if during the paranormal shows that I did on Fridays, it'd be you in the fishbowl. That's what it would,
I would be swimming around in the fishbowl.
well, it's the hecklefish.
Fish my name or what do you mean?
It'd be the howler fish, and the sense of humor and the two cents that fish throws in during the episodes, it would be something that I could hear you doing. You know what I'm saying? So it's a very funny little running gag. The hecklefish is so. But anyway, same deal. Once he started, and then he got he was just plodding along, and then like one weekend he did some stuff that just blew up, and the next thing you know, you can't keep up. So, but we've been doing a steady climb. If you appeared on camera, we might be at 11,000. Who knows?
I doubt it. Or you might go backwards. You might be at 5,500.
Well, speaking of which, we got this. So this last Friday's episode, man, we got some. So the bigger and more fans and stuff and more listeners, the more crazy people comment.
People commented crazy comments.
Yeah, and it's
craziest comment.
Oh gosh. Well, I can't give the craziest comment because it was so ridiculous. Well, it was about our guest. Nita erased it because it was just rude and very racist. As a matter of fact,
you said racist.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's like, where does that even come from? But
Russian bot farm. I was listening to all about those things.
You think it was a Russian bot farm? I don't know.
Well, apparently there's all kinds of Russian bot farms. I don't. I think.
Are they mean and insensitive?
They're probably HB1 Indian bot farms in Florida, actually, but they probably use their VPN to say they're Russians to keep Tom Homan from getting them. So I don't believe any of these people. But they were saying that they didn't say Russian bots. They just said bots. They were talking about how algorithms are manipulated and people's topics are manipulated.
Yep.
And a lot of times it's 100% false.
I would agree. I mean, some of these people, you can go and see that they are real people and see that they've commented more than once in similar things. And some, like the one guy, so I had a guy on a couple of weeks ago who he's an Amazon driver from Idaho, and he had been hunting wolves and coyotes or whatever. And we were talking, he had a story to tell about a Bigfoot and stuff. But the first like 30 seconds, we were going back and forth about, treating your mailman and your Amazon driver good. Okay. Leave them something out for Christmas this time of year, just kind of joking around. This guy went nuts in the comments about
over what?
Oh, like I'm supposed to like leave some gift out for some random postman and Amazon driver. Like, we don't want to hear about you guys delivering packages. Just get on with the story. And it's like, what are you talking about?
That's what they said.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like, we don't want to, like they're like able to discern what it is we're talking about. And they didn't sign up for us talking about, us.
No, change the damn channel.
I did. I'm like, seriously, dude.
Let me tell you about the first day at the highway patrol. Okay. There's like, I don't know how many of us sitting in this classroom.
Okay.
And this guy named Scott, I'm going to leave his name out of it. He walked in there to the first person in the first row and he said, "Hey, can you hop up real quick? Okay, I need everybody in the room to change one seat over." You know what I mean? By making the first guy get up, there's an empty seat.
Yep.
And he tells that guy, "I need you to go to the back of the class and get in that first seat." And once everybody was settled, he goes, "See how fast I replaced you?"
There you go.
We want you, we need you, but we can do without you.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe that's our new logo. We want you, we need you, but we can do it. It's so amazing to me that people get on there and say that stuff. And it's like, listen, dude, we have listeners that have been with us since episode 1.
Yeah.
Okay. They appreciate, what makes us different than the other shows. That's what, just don't tune in.
Lack of production, lack of topic, all kinds of shit. I mean, if you want somebody good, Rogan's out there, right?
Yeah, exactly. Or the guy from the Y-Files. Go listen to them if you want somebody good. Speaking of, if you want somebody good, don't be a Browns fan. I thought they were doing okay a while ago. Well, so they've struggled offensively. Their defense is great. I think Myles Garrett had 4 sacks today. And everybody's been crying. They want the guy they've been starting at quarterback, this Dylan Gabriel, little guy, 5'11", can't throw the ball down or hasn't thrown the ball down the field. They've been begging for Shedeur Sanders to get in. Everybody thinks he's going to be, the next big.
He's got the algorithm manipulation going.
Yeah. Well, I will say this. He gets in the game. So the Gabriel guy gets knocked out of the game. Sanders starts the second half. Sanders can throw the ball down the field and actually used his legs a little bit. I can't argue that they might want to give him a couple games. They might want to, they're 2-8. Let him start the last 6-7 games and see what they got. They saw the other guy 6 or 7 games. He might give them a better chance to win. The problem is the Browns don't have any wide receivers. But this weekend, Jimmy Haslam, the great Jimmy Haslam, and I'd use air quotes if I could use both my hands. Tickets, there's thousands of tickets available to the Browns game this weekend for like $5 or $6. They wanted to let the common man and
they still couldn't give them away.
It's still, they're playing one of their arch rivals in the Baltimore Ravens, and primetime for football on a Sunday, 4:30 game, and they still couldn't sell it out. The funny thing was, somebody said the tickets were less than a hot dog. Hot dogs cost like $8 or $9. They're more.
Yeah, I guess you just can't. I was thinking it'd be just something to do, like a cheap movie, but
yeah,
I guess if you got to spend $50 to buy a snack and a drink,
well, our buddy Wade, he goes
in line to go to the bathroom.
Or our buddy Wade goes to games once or twice a year, and he says $50 to park. Like just
Serious?
to get and Wade's cheap, so he.
Somehow they're doing away with the tailgating at the Chiefs game.
Why would they do that?
Apparently, there's so many people. They have a window that you can tailgate, but once the game starts, you got to free the lot because I guess they have thousands of people that don't own a ticket, don't buy a ticket. They just go there party all day, and it takes parking spaces and space away from the people that actually want to go in.
I can see that. Yeah, I think that probably happens a lot of places. I guess that have. But doesn't the Chiefs like have a huge parking lot around the stadium? Like, isn't that stadium like kind of out in the middle of a big open space?
I don't know what I mean. I've been to AT&T Stadium
The
when the
one
Cowboys
in
play.
Oh God, that's like a city, isn't it?
I'm just talking the parking lot.
Yeah.
I I'm not. I was about to say I think the Chiefs got the same amount of parking as the Cowboys because the Royals Stadium's next door.
Yeah.
So the whole complex. Well, I'll tell you how big the complex is. They were going to be able to, if they a ballot initiative failed in Kansas City to build new Royal Stadium. They're going to
hmm
build a new Royal Stadium downtown,
Yeah.
and it was big enough that they could build the new Chief Stadium and not interrupt the NFL season at the old stadium. Does that make sense? So when they built it in the 70s, it's probably a couple hundred acres.
That's a lot for
Yeah, you know what
park.
I mean? Because when they built it, whenever they built it in 70 or whatever, that was way on the edge of town, right?
hmm
So they got enough parking that you can have a Chiefs game and a Royals game at the same time.
And see, like
And the parking lots butt up against each other, you know?
and like the Brown Stadium's down there by the water, and it's not great for parking. I mean, there's
Right.
parking, and they want to build out by the airport in this old site of an old Ford plant, and I don't know that it's going to go through because they want the state of Ohio to pitch in. And I'm thinking,
Yeah, that's what killed the Rams because they had a Ford plant picked up down in South County there to do something and now my brother-in-law claims that Kroenke was taking the Rams out the day he bought them or took controlling interest. He was leaving,
and
but they
they
had all these
did.
false promises of you know we want to if you know we want a stadium, we want all this stuff and we'll stay. And no matter it's like a lot of things. No matter what they giving me, it wasn't enough because I
He
mean he ended
was
up having to pay. How much did he pay? 200 million.
what to leave?
Yes.
Probably, I think that was the
Yeah, it
going
was a
rate
couple
back then.
100 million, so and I think they could I don't want to say prove, but they kind of made a valid case that he put so many levers in
Well,
play to leave that
if you could pay 200 million to leave, couldn't you put that 200 million towards a new stadium if you
well,
really
that's why
wanted to
people don't
stay?
yeah, I don't know, those people are on a different wavelength. If I had 200 million, this podcast would be about the only thing I'd do if you could get a hold of me.
If I could get hold of it, we'd have better production
Because the
value.
first thing I'm going to do when I get my Powerball ticket, if it wins that much, is drive. Speaking of AT&T Stadium, I'm going to drive over to AT&T get a new cell phone, and there's going to be about 10 people that have a number, and that's it. I'll just be gone.
um,
I'll be gone.
hey, big congratulations to your boy. They won Friday night.
Yeah, they did.
So,
In the top eight.
so was that
Eight played this weekend.
was that a close game? Because didn't you say the game before was like a 35-32 game?
Yeah,
That
we
when
won
they,
by 3 last time. No, my gosh, it was 20. Hold on, I'll tell you what the final score was. I felt bad for him. What I noticed on some of these end of the season games, when you got to win or you're knocked out, some of those other teams, it was 28-7.
28-7. Okay, because we have a
It was
fan
21-0 into the third quarter. They
because
ended up scoring in the fourth quarter because we took the foot off the gas. But what I started to say is some of those guys I noticed other teams, it seems like once they get a touchdown or two behind, they just give up. They're ready for the season to be over, which is
yeah,
what my son says some of those kids act like. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's terrible. You're playing for a state championship and you're down to the final few teams. You know,
Yeah,
but
there's only 8. We had our football banquet tonight, and yeah, I was, my wife was trying to figure out what I was looking at on my phone. I was looking at the brackets, and because I thought they were 16, and no, it's 8. There's only 8, so we'll play this Saturday morning, and then if we win,
Saturday morning.
Yeah, they play the finals on the Saturday morning or 1 o'clock Saturday afternoon. So there'll be 4 Class 3 games going across the state,
All on Saturday morning.
all on Saturday at 1 o'clock in
And
different
so,
places.
so then the semi
The following week,
okay.
it'll be 2 games.
Yeah, because
It'll
it'll
be 14.
and then the state championship would be the first
December 2nd, I think. What it is.
December 2nd. Yeah, because we have a loyal fan in Missouri. He was like, because I don't think you've ever said that your son's high school, and I didn't know it to tell him, but he keeps asking. He wants to follow them and see how they do, and he was trying to figure out what team your son played for, and he couldn't figure out from the score the week before. And I thought,
well, he can't read the board.
Well, I didn't. I'm like, I
didn't send him. Well, you can send him it, because I mean, there's so many damn crazies with guns and shit at these games. If you showed up and acted nuts, somebody, you know what I mean? The damn crossfire would probably get you.
Well, I don't think he's nuts. I just
Walmart. Hey, this is exactly what happened now. My wife, we're at the football banquet, right? And she's doing this Walmart. She's into this Walmart to go app thing.
Boy, okay.
That way, she says she did the order this morning. That way, she can figure out what she needs, and then she can walk over to the fridge or the pantry to see if we got it or not. And anyway, she put it in this Walmart order. So we pull into Walmart after the banquet, and there's this near-to-well and this loading up. There's a Walmart person and a near-to-well. The near-to-well was a customer trying to help this Walmart gal put this stuff in an old hatchback of some sort. You know what I mean? With old just
an old hatchback. I don't even know the last time I've seen a hatchback.
You know, yeah, you're the age you know what an old hatchback would look like, right?
Yeah.
And I noticed as our headlights go by, he's got a big old automatic stainless 45 on his hip, open carry. Yeah, big old pistol.
Okay.
With an extended mag, like a big old base plate, like an IPSC shooter or something.
Like he's Dirty Harry or something.
Maybe, I don't know. So. And then he wasn't even driving the hatchback. He had this dirty blonde in there, all with the St. Louis slant going. You know how they tilt their seats way back, and you know what I mean. So
that's called the St. Louis slant.
I started to get out, and my old lady says, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Well, I'm going to pop the hatch for the Walmart people, but I want to ask the guy." I said, "Hey, man, what do you got there, Kimber?" And he turned, and I mean, he tattooed up, it just looked like an inmate. You know what I mean? 30 years ago, when I was a cop, when I started. If you've seen a dude like that, you'd roust him just for looking like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Looks like a damn criminal. And he says, "No, man, this is a Springfield 1911 45. And I said, "Well, good choice." And then I get to Walmart groceries and the thing, and my lady says, "What'd you say to that guy?" And I asked him what he was packing there, because I don't want to say I was making fun of the guy, but I'm like, "Dude, put your shirt over." So, and I realized when I'm when I'm helping these people get my Walmart groceries, my wife says, "You think it's a bad neighborhood?" And I said, "It might be to fend off these Walmart workers the way they look. I mean, you don't know you don't know what's what down here, man."
Listen.
I'm down
times are tough.
New tires for my kid last week
at Walmart. You bought them at Walmart. Oh,
I'm
God!
telling you, it turned into. You can't even imagine what it turned into. They sent me a link a while ago to give them a review.
Yeah.
Actually, 2 days ago they sent it. I'm trying to think what day I got it. I got it pinned on my inbox. I was thinking about I was going to rail on these guys for just being incompetent. And then I thought, does it really do anything? If you can't say anything good, do you need to say anything at all?
Well, yeah. Well, okay. Yes and no. Like the people commenting about our show, yes, they should keep it to themselves and just. But you purchased something from a place.
And I'm sitting there with the guy. When I went to my appointment, it happened to be my third appointment. And I said, and I could see that they were struggling with this guy's truck.
Okay.
And I said, "Man, I hope it turns out for you." And he goes, "Well, why would you say that?" And I said, "This is my third time." And he looked to get these tires. He looked over at me and he said, "I don't want to one up you, but this is my fourth time. And I'm not making that up." And I said, what defeated him the last time? He said, the last 2 times it's been the lug wrench. Because he had a big old Dodge diesel thing and had these big fancy, like 20-inch black wheels. And they couldn't, the lug nuts, it was too complicated for them. And then I think, well, that's why they're at Walmart, because if they were if they're competent, it'd be over Big O or National Tire. You know what I mean? They'd be the real place. You know what I mean?
So a place where they had lug nut, like something.
Yeah, and I told the guy, that there's some tire pressure sensors. Now you're suburban. You know what a tire pressure?
Oh, they're yeah, so, and expensive.
Okay, so last week when I ordered these tires, I ordered a set of tires, and the guy says, "Well." You might want to get your own TPSs because we're sold out. So I said, okay. So I went to Amazon. I ordered a 4-pack of the ones that had 4,700 4.5-star reviews or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
So I wheel in there and I tell them I come to my appointment time on Saturday, the Saturday before the holiday.
Okay.
And within, 10, 15 minutes or whatever being there, I'm in 7 a.m. appointment. I'm the first appointment of the day on Saturday morning. Dude comes in there and says, "Hey, who's Silverado's at?" And I said, "Mine." He said, "You're missing a lug nut, and we're not going to be able to mess with it. We're not going to be able to do it if it's missing a lug nut when we go to put it back together." So I said, well, if you look in the drink holder, there's about 7 of them in there, so many that I can't put them anywhere else, extras. I said, so just take one out of there. He said, serious? I said, yeah, look. And they start to put this thing up, and he comes back, what? So he comes back in, and he said, hey, we're not going to be able to do it because one of those studs on the back looks stripped, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get a lug nut on it. I said, out of all those extra lug nuts, you can't find one that goes on that thing? He said, well, I think it's stripped. I said, well, just spray a little
WD-40.
Nah, I called it whatever it is. I forgot now, but and just put the big ratchet on there and make it, man. Make some new threads. What are you talking about? He said, no, we can't do that for liability. I said, liability? I came in here with 5 out of, I came out in here missing one. Right? Yeah. So I said, well, I'll tell you what, why don't you just mount all the tires you can, and then we'll put the spare on it, mount the 4th one. He goes, I can only do 3. I said, no, mount all 4 tires on all 4 wheels, and just take that wheel off, mount the tire on that wheel, throw it in the bed, and we'll put the spare on. So then I'll roll out of here. I can't do that either.
Now, why can't he do that?
So I said, I'll tell you what, man. I'm just going to return them. Huh? I said, don't worry about it. I'll just return them. He goes, all you got to do is take that home and fix it. And I said, why don't you fix it? Now, I had a bad thing with him the last time I went there anyway. What screws me up is because I don't work from home anymore. I go to an office Monday through Friday. So I need somebody who's going to work either after 5 or on the weekends, right? So that's what's got me screwed up. So I said, just return it. We're going to have to get a supervisor. I said, that's fine. So I returned these tires. And I come home. My kids got practice Saturday morning. I said, sorry, buddy, I failed on the tires. What do you mean you failed? I said, it just wasn't in the cards. It wasn't written, as they would say over in the Middle East, right? Allah didn't want you to have them tires. So, but in the process, prior to me showing up, I bought a whole 24 set of brand new lug nuts on that truck, and I thought my son had put them on. That's why he had all them extra ones.
Okay.
But he only put, anyway. So I decided I'd go out there and I would check this out. I was going to try to retap stud. Anyhow, I realized that there's wires sticking out of one of them tires. So I'm going to give you a little. My brother bought this truck for me, not my son, for me at the sale.
Yeah.
He called. Well, he didn't buy it for me. I needed a truck because my motor went out Suburban. He goes, dude, I got a crew cab Silverado. It's only got 138,000 miles on it. It ain't going to be much money. It's just what you need. So I went over and took a look at it. I had some 20-inch LTZ Suburban wheels on it. The center caps were missing. He said, sorry about those wheels, but it had some gay black 24s or something on it. And he said, I took them off. You can have them back. Or I just put a factory set of Silverados we had here. Well, my son didn't like them 20s. He wanted it to look like so he went over to my nephew's place and got given some I don't know what they call it. What's them Chevy? ZR2, ZR1. What's the whatever the sticker on the damn bed says, right?
Yeah, okay. Exactly.
So anyhow, to make a long story longer, I realized this kid's gonna need tires. Deer season's next weekend. I might be driving this truck. So I'm trying to call around, see who can get me in, see this. So I end up back at Walmart. So what I did is I went to O'Reilly, got new studs for the couple wheels I thought I needed. I ended up one. The other one I was able to thread on. Spray painted them black. Now, that's all I did. I took the wheels off. I spray painted the brake drums and the old studs black.
Okay.
With the exception of the one stud I replaced. Okay. It's called a DuPont overhaul. And then I put those same wheels that those guys wouldn't take off with brand new Amazon lug nuts on there, and I brought it back in 3 days later. Now they returned the tires I ordered, so I had to order a different set. I had to order another one. So by Thursday, I went back in there, two of the same three people that was there, and the guy goes, man, you did a lot of work on that thing this week, didn't you?
Did you spray paint?
Yeah, because I spray painted the drums black, and I thought,
hey, at least he was paying attention.
They were struggling with this dude's Dodge, and he's looking, and we're standing there looking through this window. And he said, it's almost like watching the retards at the sheltered workshop, isn't it? And I looked over at him and I said, not hardly. He said, man, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. And I said, no, the retards at the sheltered workshop at least try to help you. They're trying to do the right thing. I said, I don't think these guys give two shits.
That's why they're at
Walmart working at 7:00 at night putting tires on. And then here I'm thinking, I'm looking at this guy's $70,000 Dodge, you know what I mean? And he's a retired Army guy that works down here someplace, and I think, and the boy, the it's not pigeon toed. What's the opposite of pigeon toed? When your feet are sticking way out like duck feet, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
There's like a 21-year-old kid
waddling
around trying to do these tires. And he told me he said that one young guy up there is slow as molasses. And I looked at him and I'm telling you what, this guy, there's about 50 wasted movements I can't even tell you how much he struggled just to be around. And I got to thinking, we're done, man. When it comes time for us to draw Social Security or quit or whatever, you know what I mean? Like
we're not getting our
species, the American species that we are, okay, are dying out. We're like the dodo bird, and you know what I mean. That I don't know what's going to replace us, but it ain't going to be the average 20-year-old working at Walmart.
Well, it's either going to be AI, or I heard they're genetically engineering new dodo birds. So maybe they'll take our DNA and genetically re-engineer us.
I heard a guy say, we are way off topic here, but that the human brain has not really
evolved
evolved in 100,000 years. Did you
At
hear
least, yeah. I did that was also on Sean Ryan's show.
that? Wasn't
Yes.
that crazy? Did you listen to all that shit?
No, I've heard
You
that
think
before.
that's true? I mean,
Yeah.
you heard that guy. Do you think everything he's talking about is pretty true?
I think
Like
there's
psyops and
no. I mean, come on. That was another comment. That somebody made on our page, was that all the Bigfoot and Dogman stuff we talk about, that I'm part of a government psyop.
and what's that? I mean,
And to fool people. And I said, yeah, you're right. The government psyop that I'm part of, I'm delivering way too many packages and junk mail every day. That's the government psyop I'm a part of.
This is why I think I can't believe there's any all them. This is why I don't believe in the psyops. Okay,
Yeah.
because of what I just said about the 2 Walmart.
Yeah.
Okay, employees are that. How would you craft a psyop against? You know what I mean?
That level of ignorance.
Yeah, or that just I don't know. Who knows? They might not be ignorant. They might just be happy. I mean, they just. I mean,
well, maybe it's not geared towards them.
they didn't give 2 shits if the Browns lost tonight. I guarantee you. Neither of them.
Well, but I bet they cared if the Chiefs did.
I don't even know if they could spell Kansas City. I'm going to send you something.
If you gave them the K and city, you don't know if they could spell.
Well, I was going to say I almost said I don't think they could spell KC, but then what were we going to talk about tonight?
We've talked about it. Although I did want to mention,
No, you had some more fan mail or hate mail or something, didn't you?
Oh, I
sent you something.
Well, I can't look at it. I can't see what it is. But I did want to say I hope everybody got their mass mailing from the post office this week. The letters, that are first class letters that we mail out to all of our customers, reminding everybody to send your cards and packages to the post office. So talk about a psyop right there. Like, who doesn't
have to remind people?
We have to remind people we had a mass mail. So this is how dumb it is. It's a mailing to current resident, but it comes first class. So first class stuff, if we can't just toss in the recycle bin if it's not good. Okay. If you get a junk magazine or a junk piece of mail, if it's not first class, it doesn't get forward. We just throw it away. It just goes in a recycling bin. These had to go the day we got them, and they went to everybody on my route. So my route's got 800 and some stops. Okay. Well, when I have full coverage, it puts me into overtime. I'm not the only route in America that if you have full coverage, it puts you into overtime. So not only did we mail out these letters to remind everybody to use the service that sent the mail in the first place, but we paid probably half the routes in the country overtime to do it. So that's got to be some kind of government psyop, right? I mean,
no, just probably just mismanagement.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of the From the Shadows podcast. Until next time, never shy away from the darkness or what may be lurking in the shadows. We are out.
Go!